Why is it that most people know exactly what they need to do to change their lives but simply cannot do it? How many times have you said, "I'll start tomorrow"? How many times have you set a goal, felt that initial motivation, and then stopped? 3 days, a week, maybe a month if you were lucky. This doesn't happen because of a lack of knowledge. You know you need to wake up early. You know you need to exercise. But you don't do it. Why? Because modern society has turned you into someone who seeks the easy way out. Everything around you is designed to give you instant gratification. Want food? Click an app. Want entertainment? Netflix. Want validation? Instagram. Everything is immediate, easy, comfortable. And while you live in this bubble of comfort, something terrible is happening. You are getting weak. Mentally weak, emotionally weak, spiritually weak. But more than 400 years ago, there was a man who understood something profound about human nature. A man who never lost a single battle in his life. 61 duels, 61 victories. His name was Miyamoto Musashi. He didn't win because he was stronger. He won because he built something most modern people don't even know exists, an unwavering system of discipline. Musashi knew the most important battle doesn't happen on the battlefield. It happens within your mind, between what you want to do and what you need to do, between comfort and growth, between pleasure and purpose. He created a set of principles that transformed ordinary men into warriors who could not be broken by any circumstance. Pain, fear, fatigue, defeat. Nothing shook them because they had been forged in hardship. Musashi wrote a phrase that should be engraved in the mind of every modern man: think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. Your ego, your emotions, your fears, your desires for comfort, all of that is noise. While you listen to that noise, you cannot see reality. You cannot act clearly. You get stuck in an endless cycle of intention without execution. Today I'm going to tell you the story of a young man named Jack. 25 years old, working as a waiter, overweight, aimless, trapped in a life he hated but without the strength to change. Until a mysterious man appeared and shared with him the samurai disciplines that Musashi lived. These subjects completely transformed Jack's life. This isn't some cheap motivational story. It's about a system of discipline that, when applied, makes you incredibly consistent. Throughout this story, you'll see exactly how this system can transform a weak man into a warrior and how it can do the same for you. Jack was 25 years old, working as a waiter in an Italian restaurant in downtown Seattle. He woke up late, went to work, came home, played video games until 2 in the morning, slept, and repeated. But inside, Jack was at war with himself. When he was younger, he wanted to enjoy life, hang out with friends, play video games, go to parties. He was good at it. The funny guy, always available for any kind of outing. But when he graduated high school, something began to change. His friends were moving on. One went to college, another got a job at a tech company, another started his own business. And Jack? Jack was serving plates of pasta. He wanted to change. He really did. He knew he needed to take care of his body, leave that restaurant, study, develop himself, grow. But he couldn't. He would tell himself, "I'll start training tomorrow," but tomorrow would come and he was too tired. The problem wasn't a lack of time. It was a lack of discipline and a lack of purpose. Until one night everything changed. It was a Tuesday. The restaurant was almost empty. Jack was cleaning a table when a man entered. This man was around 35 years old, very well dressed. An impeccable grey suit, a watch that probably cost more than Jack earned in a year. But he wasn't arrogant. He had a calm presence, confident, as if nothing in the world could shake him. The man sat down. Jack went to serve him. The man ordered just coffee, black, no sugar. When Jack returned with the coffee, he couldn't help himself. "First time here?" "Yes, I'm just passing through Seattle." "Business meeting." "What do you do for a living?" "Technology. I own a software company." Jack felt a pang of envy but also admiration. "How did you get to where you are?" The man looked at Jack intently. "Discipline." Jack laughed involuntarily. "Seriously, that's all?" "It's not just discipline, it's everything. Most people think success comes from talent, luck, connections. But without discipline, none of that matters. Discipline and consistency are what separate those who dream from those who achieve. My name is Naoki. Jack, do you want to know what I learned that completely changed my life? I learned a system of discipline that uses concepts that have existed for over 400 years, a system that transforms weak men into unwavering warriors. Naoki explained. Have you ever heard of Miyamoto Musashi? Musashi was the greatest swordsman who ever lived. He never lost a fight. It wasn't because of natural talent. It was because he created a system of discipline so strong that nothing could break it. He lived by principles, and those principles are what most people lack today. Modern society hates discipline. Everything today is about ease. People are getting weaker and weaker. They can't do anything difficult, can't wait, can't face discomfort. But the samurai knew one truth: strength doesn't come from what is easy. Strength comes from what is difficult. And discipline is the ability to do what is difficult, even when you don't want to, especially when you don't want to. Naoki outlined the fundamental disciplines. First, get up without negotiation. Every day when the alarm rings, you get up without thinking, without debating. Second, move without emotion. You act independently of what you are feeling. Third, train when you don't want to. Fourth, eliminate the unnecessary. Fifth, sit with the pain. Sixth, protect your focus like a fortress. Seventh, live without needing approval. Eighth, stay the course no matter what. These disciplines seem simple, but most people can't follow even one of them for 3 days. Why? Because they weren't forged in difficulty. Then Naoki made Jack an offer. Do you want to work at my company? Jack's heart raced. There's a condition. You need to prove to me that you're willing to change. Lose 8 kilos in 2 months. Prove to me that you can apply these disciplines to your life. Naoki gave Jack his email and resources. Why are you doing this for me? Because I used to be you, Jack. 10 years ago, I was lost, directionless, undisciplined. Until someone showed me this path. The choice is yours. You can continue being who you are, or you can become who you were born to be. That same night, Jack sent an email. I accept. I'll prove to you that I can do it. Naoki replied with a complete guide and one sentence: don't negotiate with yourself. Just begin. Jack started. He set his alarm for 5 in the morning. When it rang, every fiber screamed at him to hit snooze. But he got up. He ran. In the first few days, it was awful. Everything hurt. But whenever he thought about giving up, he remembered the disciplines. He trained. A week passed, 2 weeks, a month. Jack began to notice changes, not just in his body but in his mind. He was more focused, calmer, more present. He deleted social media, stopped playing video games late, began reading books about programming. He stopped seeking approval. It wasn't about others. It was about him. 2 months later, Jack stepped on the scale. 10 kilos less. He sent a photo to Naoki. "Congratulations, warrior. You're hired." Jack joined Naoki's company as a junior assistant. He applied the same discipline at work. He arrived before everyone, left after everyone. 6 months later, he was promoted. A year later, promoted again. 3 years later, much higher position. 5 years later, director. 10 years later, Naoki called Jack into his office. "I want to make you a partner in the company." All of this was because of that day at the restaurant. "No, Jack. All of this was because of you. I only showed you the way. You were the one who walked it." Jack was not special. He had no advantages, no connections, no money. But he had something most people don't, the willingness to do what is difficult. And that changed everything. The discipline system isn't theory. It's practical. And something practical only works if you actually practice it. Are you going to be just another person who watches this, finds it interesting, and does nothing? Or are you going to be like Jack, someone who actually applies what they see and transforms their life? Start today, because the warrior's path waits for no one.